Hey there, sweet peas. Happy Friday. Today I felt drawn to do something a little bit different. I had this feeling somebody needs a message about how to heal. And that's really interesting because I have a deck that utilizes the different angels, and lo and behold, who popped out for me but Archangel Raphael. Now, I don't work with the angels a lot. I'm more of a, you may have gathered, I work more with the Norse, Egyptian, and Greek gods than I do with the angels, but Raphael does occasionally crop up for me personally, even though it's not my personal cup of tea. And I do appreciate his help because he is an angel of healing. He focuses on what we need to work on in order to basically overcome the parts of ourselves that are sick. I wanted to hold on to the guidebook for this particular deck because it has a very, very interesting explanation about him. So I'm not going to give the invocation, but Raphael places in our philosopher's dwelling a clear and powerful creative energy, purifying, definitive in both good and evil, able to heal the ills that afflict us with its rational and analytical essence. However, it is a rigid and rigorous power which will grant nothing if not through a tormented and severe inner work, being himself the guardian of knowledge, able to regenerate both body and soul, but only if we are willing to accept the constraints, rules, and ways to channel our energies without wasting them. Only then, by cleaning ourselves of those pre-built intellectual structures that do not belong to us, and working on the construction of our own, will we be worthy to open the golden vessel he holds in his hand, arriving at conquests, victories, regeneration, new projects, but above all, ready to ennoble and transmute our inner temple into gold. So he corresponds with the number 73. This is in tarot the Ace of Swords, and if it interests you, his planetary attribution is Mercury and his zodiac attribution is Virgo. So again, I am very grateful for his help and guidance. He does crop up on occasion for me, and I was pretty surprised to see him come up for this reading. I wasn't expecting it at all. My original intent was just to go into a, what are the energies for the weekend? You know, what do you need to focus on for the weekend? Because I don't know when you'll see this video, but today is Friday. I'm looking forward to going to a park tomorrow and getting out, getting some fresh air, and seeing what there is to see around here. But let me see what energy and guidance we have for you. All right. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Ace of Wands and Queen of Cups. Okay. Interesting. Fire and water. Very interesting. That makes two aces as well because we have the Ace of Swords in Raphael here. All right. I am sacred, number 11. You know, I was thinking this was also going to be a bit of, what am I manifesting? What am I manifesting right now? And I think there's a little more guiding my hand today. So let's see. What affirmations do you need right now? What affirmations will be most helpful for the collective? What affirmations for the collective? Impermanence. Manifestations. What manifestations? Tell me more. Tell me more about this energy. Oop. Okay. It's quite a few, but we'll go ahead and take them. All right, so we have go for it. Let your fears dissolve. Breathe through the tension. Step into your power and open up to change. Okay. And lastly, what angel number or numbers for the collective today? What angel number or numbers for the collective today? Archangel Raphael, what angel number or numbers for the collective today? Angel number or numbers for the collective. 77, reward. And 2, partnership. Okay. All right, let's get into this. Okay. So aces are about new beginnings. Sword energy is usually in reference to using your head. It's intellectual, whereas you know, when you're thinking about fire is more about passion and emotion and the things that really move you, the things that get you taking action, getting going. And, you know, when you take a look at how fire begins, it is just a small flame. It doesn't really go anywhere unless you push it to be more. You have to feed it. You have to give it fuel. So I feel like this Queen of Cups energy, and the Queen is a very feminine energy, holding on to the emotional side of things, the love, the appreciation, the empathy. This water energy is very, very cleansing, very pure, very loving. And the Queen being essentially the divine feminine over the water energy versus the fire, I feel like you're being advised to look more at what you truly love over momentary passions that might burn out. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. It feels like whatever this is, you're intellectually, that Ace of Swords energy, I think you actually know that this is not good for you, that you are spending too much time on something that maybe makes you feel good in the moment, but ultimately it isn't something that you really love. This feels like a distraction or a habit, and not necessarily a good one. It doesn't have to be bad. It could evolve into that Queen of Cups energy, but that's not really what I'm picking up here. I think Raphael is advising you to look within at what vices are sucking away your energy right now, because you may have forgotten you are sacred. I think this is personal truth that you may have forgotten. You might feel a bit left behind, unseen, unappreciated. There may be someone or even multiple someones in your life who made you feel less than. You could be searching for this energy that drives you. You could be seeking this love, this passion, this feeling of acceptance and belonging. And we have here the new moon in Aries. Go for it and step into your power. Both of these are Aries energy. You have some fears about accepting this. I think that maybe you're holding on to this idea that you are just not good enough. You don't have the inner power. You don't have the divine grace. But the thing is, that's a lie. That is literally a lie you are telling yourself. You know, you got to stop holding on to the fears. Breathe through the tension. Instead of holding on to it, let it go. See it for what it is. That's jerk brain thoughts. That's not real. It's 100% a lie you're telling yourself. Because if you step into your power and you open up to change, I think you really are going to see the reward for that. You have such a beautiful energy underneath the fear. It feels so much like it's holding you back. I can actually feel that anxiety in my chest right now, because whoever that is that I'm tapping into, I'm so sorry you're so scared, but change can result in something beautiful. And I'm so sorry that you lost sight along the way of just how beautiful a spiritual being you are. So I want to come back over here to impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. I think that's an important reminder for you. There are good times and there are bad times. It is a natural cycle that we go through to experience good and bad. And things don't remain static. It's just a truth of nature. It is how the world works. We have ups, we have downs, we have good times, we have bad times. And holding on to those bad times or those bad thoughts is what made you forget just how powerful and beautiful you are. So 77, reward. You will be rewarded for aligning with your greatest potential. Every step you take towards bettering yourself has been recognized and acknowledged by your angels. Your blessings are on their way, and the road is paved for you to prosper. Again, that's number 77. And then for angel number 2, partnership. Your angel is encouraging you to embrace the beauty of partnership, as it has the power to bring peace and create unity between individuals, ideas, and concepts. By approaching problems with an impartial and empathetic perspective, you will be guided toward a more harmonious outcome. So again, there's that Queen of Cups energy. The Queen is one side of that partnership. You have the King of Cups as her divine counterpart, right? So I'm feeling like you're being urged to get into this energy so that you can find that King of Cups energy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a physical partner or a spouse. You may have a boyfriend, girlfriend, um, you know, a person you're in a relationship with, or what this feels like more to me is partnering up with your guides who are trying to remind you just what you need to do in order to get out of this funk of not feeling good enough. And that's how you find your reward. That's how you release this energy. You work with your guides. Listen more, meditate, spend time listening. I see 2 dark moons, new moon energy, and then we have 2 full moons, and we have 2 aces. So it feels very much like 222 may also be an angel number for you, even though it didn't come out. We have the number 2, but 222 may also be, or 2222 may also be a very important angel number for you. And we have 2 Aries. You may be Aries yourself, or it could be that the person who will help guide you through this has Aries in their chart. It does feel very much like there is fabulous potential in you to dive into spiritual energy and possibly even heal others with it. I think that there is something within you that could really be soothing and helpful to others. I feel like that Queen of Cups energy, once you embrace the healing for yourself and you have more to give, I think that energy that you have to give to others is going to be absolutely beautiful. I think that's going to help you find your purpose. I think it's going to be part of the reward that you are looking for, part of the release, and it could also be part of the partnership, because this doesn't have to be romantic. This could also just be friends, new people in your life. It could be those who support you. It could be from the other side, or it could be in the physical, but it feels a little like both. I think you have some strong messages to share. I think you have a really beautiful life ahead of you if you can embrace this energy and heal thyself. You might have physical problems, but I think the bigger problems are intellectual. I think they are concepts or ideas, again, of just not being good enough, which are total lies that you're telling yourself. If you can overcome those, I really feel like you yourself could have a very healing energy for others and a lot to give. And I find that very beautiful. So I would recommend looking for signs, particularly white feathers. White feathers may already be significant for you, but you will possibly be seeing more of those. Keep an eye out for angel numbers, especially 77, 222, 77. I think that there is going to be something that happens, something important around the new moon and around the full moon, if it hasn't already. We recently had a full moon, which actually I think the full moon was in Scorpio. Huh. So it could be that this recent full moon in Scorpio, you started to get the inkling of an idea about what you need to do to better yourself. And I could just be telling you something you already know. But I think between the next full moon and possibly during the new moon, there's going to be some important ups and downs that occur in your life. Something that's going to, I think, end during the first quarter moon. Because it feels like you start in this darker energy of not knowing or feeling a little blinded to what you need to know. But if you just remember your own sacred energy, your own capacity to heal yourself, and accept that ups and downs will happen, but you don't have to hold on to them. You know, if you're so stuck in the past that you're not seeing the present or planning for the future, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to let go of these thoughts. I think also to build that fire, to build that passion, or find that empathy for yourself or others. Compassion is important, and whatever it is that you feel for others, I think you need to start turning that a little bit more on yourself, and that will help a great deal with getting over this energy. All right, that's what I have for you, my lovelies. I really hope this was helpful. I want to thank Archangel Michael for also pushing me to reach for the particular deck that I grabbed today. He's not exactly what I would call my my homeboy, but I appreciate him and Archangel Raphael for the guidance that he gave today. I think if you work with the angels, you know, this would be a very good time for you to speak to Raphael, to speak to Gabriel, to speak to Michael, and, you know, pray, meditate, spend time talking to them, work through the hamster wheel of thoughts in your head so that you can remind yourself how sacred you are. And if you don't work with them, then work with your guides, work with your spiritual partners, because it will really, really help you. It will be very beneficial to you, I think, to spend a little time outdoors, to get some fresh air, to get some new perspective, and to remember just who you are. All right? I love you, my sweet peas, and I hope this helped. Please leave a comment. Let me know. I'm very curious what you thought of this one.